Hello, you're welcome to our channel again. This is Family Aspect and I'm with my humble wife here. We have something to share with you, like we already started sharing. In our previous video, we talked about paying attention to your kids. And on this video, we want to continue as a part 2 to continue to share more on that light. But what we want to talk about today is praying for your kids and saying positive things about them, or say positive things to them. So we want to talk about how important that is and the impact it makes in their lives. We'll be right back to share more of this with you. Welcome back. So now we want to go ahead to share. If you haven't actually subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe to this channel and like the button, hit the like button, and then so we'll be able to get more people to view this video. And then you also that has been subscribing, you have subscribed to us, if you haven't clicked the bell notification, you won't be receiving notification anytime we upload. So you need to click on the bell notification to receive every video we receive, we upload, and the notification will come to you straight away. Okay, thank you so much. And we're talking about praying for your kids. Let's start with that. How important is that?
How important, you know, that is extremely important. It's something we can't overemphasize. You know, we can't emphasize on it enough. So pray for your kids. This is very important. You know, there's a minister that said, so many years ago I was still single, not even thought of having kids, but yes, I was going for seminars for parents, and you know, because I loved kids, so sometimes I have opportunity to look after someone else's kids. You know, my aunt, we always say, oh, Antonia, come and look after our kids, you know, come and stay with our children. So because of that, I love kids. I just try to learn things that would support me as well in looking after their kids, because I wasn't thinking of mine then, you know. But you know, as a parent or as an auntie, as an uncle, you've got to pray for your parent. You've got to pray for your kids. That minister says something. He said, if you can bend you can bend your knees for your children, there is nothing in this life that you cannot bend, you know, that is negative, that you cannot bend and uproot out of your children's life, if you can bend your knees so for them. So again, that is just to show how much prayer, you know, how effective your prayer as a parent is in your children's life. If you're struggling and thinking, oh, my child, you know, is going the other way, is following the wrong crowd, is doing the wrong things, don't worry. Take time out as a mom or as a dad or together. Take time out, bend your knees and pray for that child. You will seal the child. Difference will start coming, things will start changing, you know. And after you've done this prayer, or while you're continuing to do your prayers, you must encourage this child. Say positive things to them. Always say positive things to them. This is very important.
We'll come to that positive aspect of saying positive things. Let's look at the area of prayer in a bit. Now, some parents are out there looking at, okay, what kind of prayer? What should I be saying? All right. I remember when my wife got pregnant, when she was pregnant of our first son, Christopher. And before then, we were in a church. Obviously, we belonged to many churches. Then we're going to church, and then there were some kids. The way I saw them behaving, I said to myself, I don't think my kids, if I want to have kids, I don't want my kids to be like this. And then when every time I see that those kids were misbehaving, and the parents absolutely does nothing about it, and if you try to correct the child, the parents will just be reacting to you and acting like, leave them alone, let them be. They are my responsibility, not yours. Like, kind of, you know. I thought, okay, fine. Then God started talking to me about it and said, look, you need to understand the problem. Pray for your child, give them the calmness and prepare them for the right life.
Yes.
You give them the calmness of life and it prepared them for the right life. So,
and life is spiritual.
Yeah, life is spiritual. So I started out when my wife got pregnant. I started praying. Every time I will lay my hands on her tummy and I will pray. She's here, so she knows. I will lay my hands on her tummy. I'll be praying. And I will speak to the child. You're growing strong, healthy. Now we're talking about praying by saying positive things.
Yeah.
You see, it's not just you're shouting and screaming the whole house, religious prayers. We're not talking about that.
No.
Prayer is asking God what you want your child to be. To God, you're asking God for his help to help that child be. And prayer is placing a demand on that child on what you see, what you think it should become.
And the word of God has made it clear to us. Every child, you know, what every child is. Who is a child, you know? So if this child, as you know, we all say, oh, I'm a royal priesthood, I'm a holy nation. You know, your child is peculiar. So all these things is what you place that demand on your child. Your child is a light. So you declare that on that child. You call your child name and you tell your child, you're a light. You know, you're doing good things. What are the things that, you know, the things that you listen to? These are good things that you listen to. You're listening to the good people. You know how the wisdom of God is on you. You declare it on the child. You know how to choose right. You make the right friends. And you also know how to put away the wrong friends. Because this takes wisdom. Because some children are afraid that, oh, if they don't belong to so-so group, you know, they are not in school. Or they don't know what this group might do to them. But with the wisdom of God that you're praying and declaring on that child, the child will know exactly what to do. Because you're not following them about when they leave the house.
You know, it's just as you're saying it. Words has power. You see. This is your tongue and the words that comes out of you is what you see. You are who you are today as a result of words.
Yeah.
You may agree to it, you may disagree.
Yeah, but it's the truth.
It's the truth. You are who you are today because of the words either your parents spoke into your life or the one you spoke yourself.
Yeah, or you've spoken yourself, you've nurtured it, you have lived the things you read,
words.
The things, words.
Or the things the other people's words that you read from the books.
Yeah.
You decide to say, I'm going to live like this.
Yes.
You are who you are today as a result of words.
That's right.
So, speaking to your children positive things, we're talking about positive affirmation.
Yes.
Declaring things that they will do. You say, you are a good boy.
Yes.
You are blessed.
You're blessed. Your mind is blessed. When your child is, when your child is feeling, oh mom, I didn't do well today in school. How do you deal with that? Do you just say, oh, you got coconut head? I used to hear that a lot. How can you say someone has a coconut head and you expect the child to be brilliant? Seriously? He's going to have a coconut head. But when you say to this child, you have a blessed memory. You have a blessed memory. You know you're super intelligent. You tell the child, remind the child of the good things they have done as they are growing up. Remind them of, what they've done. Maybe they did their homework last week or last year. It doesn't matter when. They did that homework and they did it really well. Encourage the child. Bring these things to them. Remind them how brilliant they are. Remind them that they are the best. Children are a gift from God, a present. So remind them that they are so blessed. Remind your child how wonderful your child is. Remind him or her. Tell them you are such a wonderful child. Tell them how blessed you are to have them.
You know, it's so appalling for us to think that what all we see in a child is all there is.
Yeah.
You see, it's so appalling.
It's much more.
Even you, for someone to conclude and say all you are now is all you are. I mean, the things they could see now is all there is to you. That's wrong.
Yeah, very wrong.
Remember, every child is like a seed. You take a mango seed, you seen it, or take any seed. Just because that seed is just a little bit rough and looking the way it is, doesn't mean that that's all there is. Even though you plant the seed and let it germinate and grow to a certain level, you can't just conclude that that's how the seed is.
That's right.
Or that's how the tree is going to be like, and then condemn the tree because at that certain level it wasn't growing so well. No. Remember, growth is the success of any growth. It depends on how you nurture that thing that has to grow. So you're nurturing the child will help enhance the growth.
Yes.
So see a child or your child as like a seed that has so many potentials in it.
Yes.
And you are helping that child to grow so that the potential in that child
will
begin to manifest.
Yes.
And this is what we're talking about. And this can be done. This nurturing we're talking about can be carried out by praying, and then praying for your child, and then speaking those things, positive things, into their minds, into their hearts, into their soul, so that they'll be able to embrace, because your word is molding them.
Yes.
You are framing their destiny by those things that you're saying to them, and that will help. It helps because it's helping us. We see the results. My eldest son is 7, and we can see the result of those words. You see, the results of those words, and the environment is being raised up with. You see, it's also helping the kind of environment. If you are saying positive things to your children, praying for them, and then after a while you're fighting at throwing stones with your husband or with your wife, it doesn't make sense. You just counterfeit, because the child will look at you and say, what's this? This is hypocrisy. You know, so in reality you need to understand that not only words and prayer, but your actions
matters a lot.
You see, as parents, what you do, the things you say, they're watching. They learn by watching at this stage anyway.
And they remember. Everything you say to them, they remember.
Sometimes we're having, like, we're talking about something, we're arguing educationally, we're arguing intelligently, and we're talking about this, and because both of us have loud voice sometimes, we're talking and I see my son like,
he's like,
and I have to stop and say,
we're just talking.
We're just arguing this intelligent argument. So we need to. Your mom thinks this is what it is. So I'm telling her this is what it should be. So we're sharing. So it's part of it. And then he will not say, okay. You see, those things are very important because to them at that moment they might be thinking they are fighting. Whereas we aren't. We're just talking. So you need to understand that all your action plays a better role in implementing this positive affirmation, because you are actually saying what you desire. You see, as a person, you are proclaiming what you desire as a person. So you tell them you're doing well because you know it's good to do well. And you're saying that to yourself, I'm doing well. So your child is doing well. Healthy, your child is healthy. You need to always say that. Say things like that.
Things like that to them.
And when you pray for them, those are the things you pray for. You pray for them to be successful, healthy, excellent, intelligent, and then you want them to excel in their class. And you tell them God is making your efforts successful. You need to tell them that. Pray for them. And then you teach them.
Because, you know, we as parents, I'm going to use up this medium or this opportunity to encourage especially mothers. You know, our kids have a very tender spot for us, and we as mothers, we have an extreme, undescribable, you know, tenderness for our children, because you carry them. It's like they are so part of you. You can use that as a big opportunity to reach out to your child. You can use that to change things in prayers. You can use that to bring your child from a place of distress to calmness. And take time to teach them. If there are things they are struggling in school about, or they're struggling with in school, you can actually take time to teach them. If it's something maybe, there's some mom out there, no disrespect at all, maybe the reading part is not their thing, that's okay. You can, if the father, if daddy is not available to do it, you can actually get an extra lessons for them. These are the things that you can do to just teach them, because once you're saying these things, you're saying these positive things, you're praying. There is my husband said something one time. He said faith is work. You've got to walk the faith. You've got to do it. You've got to do something. So when you're walking that faith, you're praying, you're saying these positive things, take time to teach your children. Take time. Don't get too tired. We are very, very busy people, but we still take time to teach our children. It's very important, especially moms. I plead with you, wherever you are, take time.
I did a video.
Teach your children.
I did a video. By the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button, thumb up. All right, do that now. Thank
and
you.
Share.
And make your comment. Make your comment. If you agree with what we're saying. There's one point I made a video about how anti-Christian culture has been kicked out. Anti-Christian culture is being imbibed in families. It's being practiced. Don't let your family be like that. And now you might say, well, do I have to be a Christian to... No, there are some moral principles that you have to educate your children with. And like love, confidence, caring for others, kindness,
doing things excellently.
Excellent things.
These are moral things.
Thinking excellently. Knowing the difference between good and evil. All of these things. You see, you need to understand that kids need to be taught by you.
Yes.
All right. I think that's much we can take on this particular topic today. When we're sharing, praying for your kids and saying positive things to help them. Now, we may give you several examples that has resulted on this particular subject. We know a lot of people have gained several, grown-up kids, well-behaved kids as a result of this. So look into your child. If your child is not acting the way you expect, even at the age of 4, you can tell when a child is disobedient or not obedient. You can tell when a child is undisciplined or disciplined. You can tell at the age. You don't have to wait for that child to be 7 years old. Remember, I told you that from age 1 to age 7 is a training ground for the kids. Is a range, is a stage where you have to educate, inform, help your children to understand where they are, who they are, and where they're going,
and what to expect,
in life. Because all of these things are important for their upbringing. So by the time they become 12, 13, 14 teens, and you didn't do all of this foundation, you'll be surprised what they'll turn out to.
And the kind of decisions they'll be making. So those things are
if
important.
They are teenagers and then they are having issues with decisions, because you already laid the foundation of what we talked about the first time, which is paying attention to your kids. And then you have taught them about prayer and how to think positively and speak positively and how to know the difference between good and bad. So with all of those in place, it's easy for them to come to you or decide what is right, and they even come to you and say, Dad, Mom, look at what I'm thinking, look at what someone said, look at what someone tried to make me do. If you don't create that environment, that'll be very difficult. But if you do create that environment to enhance that openness,
they'll come to you all the time. Even if they're in uni, they'll give you a call. Dad, this. They will talk about some, deep things with you. deep. And you know what, your kids needs to trust you. Please don't be a parent that when your kids trust you with something, they tell you something, you go tell other people. You go tell other people, and maybe these people are just like their friends' mom and dad, and their friends' mom and dad mention it at home, their friends get to hear about it and mention it to them. You're just killing their trust.
Keep their confidential information. Keep things confidential.
Let them trust you. Let them know I can confide in mom. I can confide in my dad. And they will keep these things and help me, to go the right way, because they are confiding in you. Of course, you can do something about it. You can pray about it. You can give them the right advice that would help them to go the right way. So we've got a lot of things that we can do as parent. And if you're a parent, this just came to my heart as well. And maybe you're struggling emotionally, because that affects a lot of the way we bring our children up.
Yeah.
When parents are struggling emotionally, maybe the way you were brought up, maybe the environment, maybe the things you have been through, these things can affect the way we bring our children up. So most times parents are not able to manage these things. They will just unleash on their child, or they are constantly drinking to numb the pain. Please get help. Speak to somebody. You can leave a comment, you can contact us as well, and by God's grace we'll see what we can do to support you. But please speak to someone about it. It's high time to break out of those things. It's high time to live your life, enjoy your life, and be able to be the best for your children. Awesome. Because you can be the best.
Awesome.
You can be the
best. We've done almost 21 minutes on this video right now. And there's so much to say.
Yeah.
And if you haven't liked the video, do that now. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel. What are you waiting for? There's more to come. And I want to thank you all for watching and staying on. We're gonna be back on another episode of this.
This is gonna be part 3.
Part 3 of the we're gonna come on the part 3 of this. So ensure to stay tuned to that. And in that one, we're gonna be sharing with you, encouraging your children instead of comparing them.
Yes.
You don't want to miss that. So hope you'll be watching that soon. All right. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much, family.
We appreciate it.
Stay blessed. Bye.
Bye.